Hey folks, this is Riker with a video on newly released action RPG Minecraft Dungeons. People keep asking me for my opinion on this game, so I'm gonna give my preliminary thoughts, my first impressions of Minecraft Dungeons after a few hours of play, and a brief overview of the game's systems. If you want the too long, didn't watch version of my opinion on the game, I've been enjoying it, I've been having fun, I've been pleasantly surprised by it. Is it a game I think I'm going to spend 1,000 hours on? Probably not. For a $20 game, I will definitely get my money's worth, but I'm not sure this is a game that I would play for years to come. So first off, to address a question that was asked more than once while I was playing this on my Twitch stream, by the way, I stream on Twitch, you can follow me there. Is this a child's game? Well, it's a child's game in the sense that it is a game for everyone. It's not a game just for children. Yes, the visuals of Minecraft give that certain appearance, but really it is a game that caters to all ages. It's a game that you can play with your children, but not necessarily just for children. Minecraft saw immense popularity with younger gamers, but it's also been popular with adult gamers, and the target demographic of Minecraft, and thus Minecraft Dungeons, has never been kids, but its choice of visual style and lighthearted elements can give that sort of childlike impression to it, and that's something that you're either going to get past, you're going to enjoy, or it's going to be a deal breaker for you. So on that note, the visuals, the presentation, all executed very well within the given style. Now, there was one thing that I found a little confusing, or at least missed opportunity, was building a Minecraft game, or a game within the Minecraft universe, and not having any element of building or mining or crafting. I thought that there would be maybe some destructible terrain or some element where you can place blocks. It could have been a really major way of setting this apart from any other dungeon crawler or action RPG. So really the gameplay in Minecraft Dungeons is entirely hack and slash. It does, however, strongly have its own identity. This is not a Diablo clone, it's not a Path of Exile clone, it does its own thing within the genre. Now, while it feels those other action RPGs put a lot of focus on itemization, Minecraft Dungeons seems to lean much more towards hack and slash. Not that there's no itemization, but, well, let's say with regards to depth, if Path of Exile is an ocean and Diablo 3 is a swimming pool, then Minecraft Dungeons is a bathtub. And that's not a criticism of the game, it's just pointing out its different approach. It feels like the thrust of the game is far more about fighting the monsters, the different types of monsters, the different techniques you want to use to engage different types of monsters, prioritizing targets, what weapon to use in what situation. It's also a lot more about exploration. You're rewarded for fully exploring all these dungeons, finding the hidden chests, finding the secrets hidden in the levels. Heck, they even have a secret cow level. And the game can become quite challenging if you ramp up the difficulty enough. That final boss in particular, at the end of a rather short campaign, was quite a doozy. There's also a lot more creative use of Z-axis gameplay. There are traps, there are environmental hazards, there's even jump pads. That's a nice mechanic. But while there's a lot going on with the action and exploration elements of the game, to the point that going through one of these dungeons, completing a level, it's a lot more involved than completing a map in Path of Exile or a rift in Diablo 3. The RPG-ish elements are much more downplayed relative to the other action RPGs out there. There is no class system in the game. You simply pick a character skin and that's you. You do level up, and leveling up does in a roundabout way give you access to more passive abilities. You're not investing in a skill tree, you're not taking skills and runes, you're not going to be a fireball sorceress, you're not going to be a summoning necromancer. It's your gear picks that will sort of determine your playstyle, but every class, or every character, because there's only one, wields a ranged weapon and a melee weapon. You don't have to pick between one or the other, you get to wield one of each. You also have one single armor slot, and then you have 3 artifact slots. And it's these artifact slots that really add some versatility to your playstyle. There's a bunch of different artifacts that do a bunch of different things. Some are more utility oriented, some are offensive, some are defensive. Some are fueled by killing enemies, some are on cooldown. and you're free to switch these out at any time. So for instance, you can clear a level in one set of gear and then swap your gear around for the boss fight because maybe this power or this ability on this artifact is going to be more useful. Outside of that, the armor and the weapons you pick can also affect your playstyle. There's a range of different melee weapons that'll have different attack modes. There's a bunch of different ranged weapons as well that'll have different types of firing patterns. Your armor as well may be better suited to a certain type of playstyle versus another. In fact, let's take a look at some examples here. This weapon here is a soul knife, and it has a special property, +2 to soul gathering. And souls are used to fuel certain artifacts. You see the little soul symbol, the little ghost head, that indicates that these artifacts are powered by souls, which you get from killing monsters. Now this is a thrust attack that gives a specific attack pattern where from quite some distance away, you see the range on that is very far. But what if instead I switch to this unique item, Sun's Grace, a mace that has as an ability a healing aura? If I swap to this, now I gotta get a lot closer all of a sudden to start hitting this guy. Now you'll note that items also have enchantments. Now this up here, this is the number of skill points I get, or enchantment points. As you level up, you gain more of these, and you can spend these by investing them into your items. These are not permanent in the sense that you can always break down an item, destroy it, and get all of your points back. That's how you reallocate your skill points. Now this item here, for instance, only has 1 enchantment slot, but this one has 2, and obviously you can get up to 3. Here I've picked as an enchantment amongst the options that I had, Leeching. Defeating a mob heals you. And each enchantment comes in 3 tiers. The more you upgrade it, the greater the cost of upgrade, but again, you can always fully refund by destroying the item. Now here I haven't picked my second enchantment yet, so I have the choice between, for instance, Chains, has a chance to chain monsters together. Looting increases the chance for mobs to drop consumables. Potions and different things drop in this game, giving you short situational buffs. Or there's Weakening, I like this one. Attacking an enemy will decrease its damage. Then let's look at our armor, for instance. So this armor over here. This is a unique piece of armor, gives me damage reduction, adds to my health, gives me more souls, and gives me a lifesteal aura. Now the enchantments that I picked are Burning, deal a damage over time to nearby enemies, and this amazing, absolutely phenomenal skill, Snowball. Every second, fully leveled up, every second I passively shoot out a snowball that stuns someone near me. On a one-on-one fight, this perma-stuns enemies, and it's pretty good against a lot of enemies as well. But if we look at some other armors here, this one gives you a chance to just outright negate a hit completely. This gives you 100% longer roll cooldown. Now, in combat, we have this combat roll. After you do the combat roll, as it's recharging, you can see the little recharge meter here, your speed is slowed. So you cannot use this as a move faster through the map ability. This is really a situational dodge ability. Then we have this evocation robe. This is more being the spellcaster type. You get move speed and cooldown reduction on your artifacts, so you get to use them more. The soul robe here increases the damage of your artifacts. Then for ranged weapons here as well, we got the soul crossbow, gathers souls. As an enchantment, I got infinity because you have limited arrows, you have ammo in this game. So this gives me a basically 50% chance to not spend an arrow whenever I shoot. But you'll have different types of bows. Here's a hunting bow that if you have a pet artifact, you can make your pet target whoever you're attacking, and then the different artifacts. This one is offensive. I gather souls and I make a big explosion around me. This is a heal at the cost of souls. This lays down a heal. And there's a whole lot of different ones. This one knocks back enemies. This one gives you an extra dodge that also stuns enemies. This one will deflect ranged attacks. This is a fishing pole that is like, Scorpions, get over here. This is a nice early game AoE power. So you definitely do have options in how you build your character, but there's not a lot of commitment to anything. Again, you're always free to swap these out depending on the situation. Your power rating here is just a reflection of the gear you have equipped, and your level just dictates how many swirly points you have to allocate to your gear. Note that artifacts don't have any upgrades, it's really just 1, 2, and 3. So the next question that I get asked, do I recommend this game? Well, again, these are my first impressions. I've only spent a few hours with this game. I can tell you that the campaign is relatively short. There's 9 missions plus a tutorial. That said, after the campaign, there is an adventure mode, but still the campaign is shorter than expected, but I had to remind myself, hey, this is a $20 game. This is a third of the price of a AAA release. There's no MTX, no other form of monetization as far as I can see. I had a lot of fun playing through it, but I don't really see myself incentivized to keep grinding at this game to max out my level and perfect my gear and all that stuff. That said, there is one aspect I haven't spoken about, and that is multiplayer, and this very much feels like a fun multiplayer game. Just a fun game to play with some buddies, be it couch co-op, and my understanding is on PC that you can actually play local co-op. If you can plug 2 controllers into one PC, I think my understanding is you can play local co-op on the same computer. This game released on multiple platforms as well, so it's a nice couch co-op game, but I just can't see this as a game that I would play every day for multiple hours for months and years. That said, there is more content that will release, so if they release content on a regular enough basis, it might be worth revisiting every so often to play through that extra content, but I just don't feel there's enough depth of gameplay there to keep engaged with the game on a regular basis. But it doesn't feel like Minecraft Dungeons is trying to be that kind of game. It's a $20 game. This could have easily been a single player game that you beat once and there's no adventure mode after, but they give us the option to play with friends and to keep grinding up levels, increasing the challenge, and again, because the exploration is such a big part of it, there really is replay value. There is purpose in going back through these levels and trying to find all the different secrets. It tells you during a mission, this is how many secrets you found out of how many. So the completionists will spend a lot more time on this game than simply playing through the campaign. And so those are my early thoughts on Minecraft Dungeons. But I turn the question to you folks, what are your thoughts? Sound off in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to my Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube supporters for making these videos possible. If you like what you see on this channel and want to support the creation of more content, you can consider pledging on YouTube or Patreon and unlocking behind-the-scenes content, monthly virtual hangouts, and more. If you enjoyed this video, please share it, check out these other videos, and subscribe to join Ryker's Raiders for more aRPG content.